It was just another evening in the Mehta household, the hum of a ceiling fan, and the calm rhythm of routine. 19-year-old Arjun watched his father, Hari Mehta, a quiet man with the composure of someone who had weathered more than he spoke of.
Dad, how did you learn all this financial stuff? You make it sound so simple, but it can't have been easy. That single question pulled open a drawer full of memories Hari had long kept shut.
Maybe because I have, son. Life wasn't always this simple.
Outside, the fading sunset painted gold across the city, and in that light, Arjun saw the story begin to unfold in his father's eyes. A story of struggle, survival, and the lessons that turn pain into wisdom.
And so, through the quiet of that evening, Arjun traveled back with his father to the days when confidence met crisis and mistakes became teachers. That's where the true financial awareness of Hari Mehta was born.
The flashback begins. We step into Hari's past when life looked stable, filled with ambition and quiet confidence. It's the calm before the storm.
15 years ago, Hari Mehta was just another name among thousands in the city's IT boom. Sharp mind, steady job, and dreams stitched neatly between project deadlines and EMIs. Life was predictable. Salary on time, weekend movies, a small car parked proudly outside their first home. Everything felt safe.
Days blended into each other. Lines of code, coffee breaks, laughter over missed deadlines. Hari often thought this was the life he'd live till retirement. Stable, respectable, ordinary.
But life doesn't always knock before it enters. One Monday morning, a notice board carried more than just announcements. It carried heartbreak in printed letters. Hari Mehta. Project discontinued. Role terminated. The world, once stable, suddenly tilted.
He didn't remember how he walked home that evening. The roads looked the same, yet everything had changed. In the reflection of a window, he saw not an IT engineer, but a man suddenly unsure of tomorrow. A father with bills, a husband with promises, and now, no job. When Latha opened the door that evening, Hari smiled like nothing had happened. Behind that smile was a folded paper, the end of one chapter and the beginning of the hardest one yet. Because when you're the pillar of a family, even when you crack, you stand.
That night, the world was quiet, except for the sound of his thoughts. Job gone, EMIs waiting, savings thinning, and no insurance, no backup plan. Hari realized something that night. Comfort without preparation is only an illusion.
Morning after morning, Hari woke to the same silence, the kind that follows when routine disappears. Each job portal felt heavier than the last. His inbox filled with rejection mails, and hope began to sound like spam. He tried meeting old friends, hoping someone might help. But friendship often ends where opportunity begins. Promises of, "Let me check for you," melted faster than his tea. The world moved on, but Hari was still standing at the same signal. That evening, while stirring sambar, Lata said something simple, yet it struck deep. Lata says, "You know computers better than anyone, Hari. Why wait for someone to hire you? Start something small, from here." In that clatter of ladles in courage, an idea simmered quietly. That night, Hari took his first real step forward. No investors, no office, just a notebook, a laptop, and his will to start again. He named it Tech Serve Consulting, a service for small local businesses needing digital help. He didn't know if it would work, but he knew staying still would not. With trembling fingers, he wrote his first client email, offering website maintenance at a fraction of market cost. It wasn't about profit, it was about purpose. When he finally clicked send, he didn't just send an email, he sent himself back into the game.
Every success story begins with one believer. For Hari, it was Latha. Her calm faith became his armor, and in that tiny apartment, hope found Wi-Fi again.
Every morning began the same way. One click, one hope, one more round of silence. Hari refreshed his inbox as though the world would change with the next email. And while disappointment brewed stronger than his tea, Latha's quiet presence reminded him hope still lived here.
And then a sound broke the silence, the tiny chime of an incoming email. Hari froze, heart pounding, eyes locked on the words that blinked on the screen. Website support needed, Brightmart grocery. It wasn't a fortune, but it was a beginning.
A week later, Hari stood before Brightmart, not as a customer, but as a consultant. His heart raced faster than his steps, but his smile held steady. Mr. Suresh listened, nodded, and said softly, "Let's start next week." For Hari, those words were worth $1 million. When the first check arrived, it wasn't just a payment. It was proof. Proof that hard work still works, that belief still pays. For the first time in months, the air in their home smelled of tea, trust, and quiet victory.
That evening, they didn't throw a party, they poured tea. No champagne, no cake, just chai and biscuits, shared with laughter that had been missing for months. Hari and Latha looked at each other, knowing this was their real promotion.
As they planned the next month's budget, Latha spoke again. "We could start a small catering for offices nearby. You can deliver after your client calls." Hari smiled, a new idea born in the smell of sambar and faith. 2 hustles, 1 partnership, 1 dream.
Every day began before sunrise. While the city still yawned, Hari and Latha were already chasing 2 worlds, one of code and one of curry. For every software client Hari served, Latha served 10 boxes of hot lunch, both building something far greater than income, stability. At 10, Hari switched roles, from IT consultant to delivery man. The same scooter that once took him to corporate offices now carried his family's dreams. Neighbors smiled, some pitied, but Hari only saw progress, because progress, he learned, doesn't always wear a tie. By noon, their home became 2 offices, one running code, one running recipes. Latha's kitchen timer beeped in sync with Hari's client notifications. Together they turned a small apartment into an ecosystem of survival.
By evening, every muscle ached and every breath felt earned. The world outside counted profits. They counted peace. Because when effort feeds your family, even fatigue feels sacred.
When the world slept, Hari and Latha counted coins, not with worry, but with pride. Every rupee saved, every debt reduced, felt like a promise kept to their children. 2 hustles, 1 dream, 1 heartbeat that echoed through that tiny home.